Take what resonates and leave the rest. Majority of my readings that I post, 90+%, all come from dreams that I've had. I have very few that come from my visions, as my visions tend to be very specific to me. However, I will post a video or a short about a vision I've had if I feel like it's a level up, or if I feel like it's a karmic lesson that I've been through that may be beneficial to others. But even in saying that, when I do post videos about dreams that I've had, it's no different from someone doing a tarot or oracle video. As a matter of fact, when anyone uploads a video, whether it be tarot, oracle, a dream, or a vision, it's no different. You have to remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. Not everything is going to be for everybody. And a lot of people, what we tend to do, especially when we get into watching tarot and stuff, and you get so fascinated with it because someone will read cards or they'll tell details of a story and it feels like they're talking directly to you, but the details aren't always going to 100% fit. So that's why you have to take what resonates and leave the rest. You know, when people comment and say, oh, that's not me, I'm never going to get that money. Well, first of all, I'm a big believer on never say never. But at the same time, if the details of the dream that I posted don't fit your situation, then most likely the dream was not for you. And I say that very, very, very respectfully speaking. And the dream that I had about the divine feminine who gets the huge payout, she was a divine feminine who, although she was on child support, she was not one of those women. And I put this in the details because I spoke so long during the video that I kind of wanted to just go ahead and end it. And sometimes I forget to mention key things that I need to point out. She was not one of those females who was constantly calling the office trying to get updates. She was not one of those females who was constantly, calling the office, or if you are in one of the states where they have websites or something, she was not constantly on the website looking for updates. She was not showing up to the office week after week. This was literally a divine feminine who opened up the case and then, for lack of better words, just walked away from it. And I say that because in the dream, it was specifically mentioned that this divine feminine had to relocate. And in relocating, she was like, oh, let me go update the address on the, let me go and update my address. My child's getting ready to be 17. I guess it's about to be too late anyways. And that's when the phone call comes in. This was not a divine feminine who was like constantly watching the case. This was one who just opened it. And if she received a payment here and there, great, use it for whatever you need it for, or save it for the child later. I don't know. If she didn't, then oh well, life goes on. She still did what she needed to do for herself and her child. This was a divine feminine who had just walked away. Someone who was continuing with her life, continuing to do things for herself, applied for a job that was a big promotion for her, got the promotion, relocated, and then that's when this huge payment was going to come through. Because she was doing things and she was being proactive about her goals, about her life, about taking care of herself. Y'all ever hear that saying, a watched pot doesn't boil? If you keep looking at something, or especially if you're looking at it with a negative energy, if you're like focusing on something and you're like, oh, I'm never going to get this, is never going to happen, you're throwing low vibrational energy at it. And you are never, shouldn't say never, you don't manifest with low vibrational energy. That's not how you manifest things. The reason in the dream this manifested for this divine feminine is because she had all of these positive things. She was manifesting other things in her life. She was manifesting money through other avenues of her life, other positive things in her life. So by her bringing in all these positive changes, Spirit was able to take that, transmute that energy, and bring this money in through the avenue of child support. But it was because she was focusing on herself and all of the good things she was trying to do for herself. Now, me personally, I don't care for relationship readings, even though I know those are the ones that get the most views, are either relationship readings or like revenge readings. Those are the ones that get the most views. I don't too much care for those, because I would never want to give someone false hope. I would never want to give someone false hope. You know, a lot of people watch the relationship readings and they're like, oh, he's going to come back in December, or, oh, your new love is going to come in the fall, you know, and then fall will pass and no one's coming to your life. December will pass and he still ain't come back. See, the only thing with those is not only taking what resonates and leaving the rest, but remembering that people have free will. You know, the cards can only tell you so much. People have free will. So although this person may come back or this new person may come in, something that you do or something that this person may do, a small split decision that you or this other person may do, can change the outcome. It can change the narrative just that quick. So I really don't care so much for, like I said, relationship readings, because we have free will and things can change based off the decisions that we make. Now, I misspoke in my other reading when I said, you know, our decisions change our destiny. I don't really think our decisions change our destiny. Our decisions change our path to how we get to our destiny. And when I say change our destiny, because for some people, if you never get on, and I don't want to say the right path, but if you never make that move towards what your true destiny is, there are some people who will never fulfill their life's destiny. And then they will reincarnate and come right back here to this earth game, this earth playing field, to start all over again. But a lot of times the decisions that we make will like, do y'all remember like, well, I guess it's not, I'm about to say MapQuest, not MapQuest, but whatever that thing is, where if you make a wrong turn, it's like recalculating. That's basically how we're living our lives. Every decision we make, and I don't want to say wrong turn, but I'm just saying that in terms of like comparing it to a GPS. But every turn that we take recalculates how we're going to get to the path that we're destined to be on. So, like I said, I don't really like to do relationship readings or relay relationship dreams, I should say, because I never want to give anyone any sort of false hope. And what I really don't want is to give anyone any sort of message where they might change the current path that they're on to do something else out of hopes that this is going to happen. Because just like you have free will, so does that other person that you're waiting on. So I'm a huge advocate for just focusing on you. And that dream that I posted, the reason those good things were coming in for that divine feminine is because she was focusing on herself. I really can't stress that enough. Focus on you and watch how spirit and watch how God will bring these good things to you. But you just have to focus on yourself, not focus on anyone else, what anyone else is doing, what anyone else has going on. Because you can't change what someone else is going through. I've had dreams from every which scenario, and it confused me. Because I'm like, which dream am I supposed to post when all these different things are going on? You know, I've had dreams of divine women having children with karmic men. And a lot of the hardships that they went through was because having that child with that karmic man was a lesson for you. And until you learned that lesson, you continue to have hardships going forward. I've had dreams of divine women, divine men being in relationships with karmic women. Even I had to reach out to an old classmate because I had a dream that he had a relationship with a karmic woman that ended up leading to his demise. And I had to warn him and say, hey, if you're in a relationship with a woman who has this going on, I advise you run the other way, like as quickly as possible. And because he's known me for so long, he didn't even question it. He was like, okay. Point blank period, like, okay. I didn't even ask for any details of what he has going on at this moment. I don't know if he may have been entertaining a woman that had something going on all that moment. All I know is he was like, gotcha. I've had dreams of divine women and divine masculine who have had children together, or maybe not have had children together, where a third party was involved. And this divine masculine chose this karmic over this divine feminine. And yes, it led to a lot of hurt feelings. And yes, it's led to a lot of karmic lessons for that divine masculine, as well as for that divine feminine, if she didn't let go. Like for any divine feminine that's out there that's holding on to someone who chose someone else, you're going to continue to have karmic lessons, just like that divine masculine that chose that karmic female. Just as long as he holds on to that karmic female, his life is going to continue to be hardship after hardship after hardship, like this karmic loop, because he refuses to let go of that karmic. And you, divine feminine, if you are still holding on, even if you know better, if you have a higher consciousness, if you understand that the woman that he's with is a karmic, and that's why his life has been like one downward roller coaster since he got with her, you might understand that and you might know that. But if he's not letting her go, if you continue to sit around waiting for him while he's undergoing these karmic lessons, and you're conscious enough to know he's going through these karmic lessons, as long as you continue to sit there and wait, you're going to go through karmic lessons as well. The easiest way to bring something to you is to, what do they say? If you really want, how does that saying go? Like, if you really want to know if something is for you, like let it go and watch it come back. Like, or however that saying goes, like that's literally how things work, even when manifesting. If you truly want, and I'm not an advocate for anyone waiting, but if you truly do want that reunion, you have to let it go first. And I've had some dreams. And I can't tell y'all. And I really don't like sharing it because I don't want anyone to make decisions of something that may or may not happen, because that divine masculine has free will. And another thing is, I don't want people to make decisions because they want someone so bad that they're trying to force a karmic masculine into the role of a divine. Because there are some divine feminines who are sitting back waiting for a reunion with their divine masculine, and that person is not even a divine masculine. That's a whole karmic in disguise. But because you want that person so bad, you're trying to force them into the role of a divine masculine. But I've had dreams where a divine feminine and a divine masculine come back together, and this is years later after he's chosen a karmic. He finally sees that, hey, ever since I got with this person, my life has just been, I'm hearing like Will Smith, turn upside down. I like to take a minute, just sit right there. I tell you how he became the prince of a town called Bel. Anyways, I don't know why I'm still continuing to say it, because I'm fumbling through it. But like literally, a divine masculine finally realizes my life has been turned upside down since I got with this woman. Let me just take a step back, take care of myself. And when he does that, his life literally, he goes from a king of wands in reverse to a king of wands in the upright to the emperor. Literally, this divine masculine goes from king of wands in reverse to king of wands in the upright, and he elevates to the emperor. But only when he learns to put his self and his growth and his health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, first. Now, if this divine masculine has kids, that's not to say that you abandon your kids. You still stay there and take care of your children if there are children in the situation, but you still have to put yourself first. There are some divine masculines who are not going to leave their situation. They are never going to learn their karmic lesson. So I would never want to tell any divine feminine, and vice versa, because these are energies, not genders. I would never tell any divine feminine or divine masculine to sit around and wait on someone, because just because you might have the higher consciousness of understanding what their situation is, they may not. They may never. There are some dreams where I literally I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, just learn the lesson. But some people don't. They stay in that karmic situation. Have y'all not seen some people who are like older in age that are in a marriage or whatever and are just miserable? Like, it happens. It happens. Y'all ever seen people who get married and they stay married for all these? Y'all, matter of fact, go on YouTube. There are so many older women who are posting things about telling younger women to choose better. There are people posting things like, I've been married 15, 20 years and my husband never even liked me. Because neither one of y'all learned the lesson and left. You just stuck it out just to say you had your husband and y'all were together for all these years, just to say you had your wife and y'all. Some people, pride gets in the way. And I'm not trying to pinpoint anyone out, but we know that pride hits different when it comes to these masculines. Some people let pride get in the way. They will not let go because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. They don't want to admit that they chose wrong. And especially if their children are involved, they don't want to say that, and it doesn't mean that your children are wrong, but some divine masculine are going to look like that. I've had dreams where some divine masculines did not walk away from their karmic counterparts they were in relationships and marriages with because they had children. And they could not fix it to open up their mouths to say that this relationship, this marriage was a mistake because there are children involved. So there are going to be some divine masculine that never leave their karmic relationship. And you would be a fool as a divine feminine to sit around waiting for this person who's never going to come back. Because for some of y'all, spirit is trying to bring someone new, someone better. You're waiting for this divine masculine or this karmic that you're trying to force to be a divine masculine. Meanwhile, spirit has something over you that's so much better. But you're not getting to the better because you refuse to let go of this, that you think that you really want. You refuse to let go of it, so you're not making room for the better to come in. But I've had some, and I think these are the ones that break my heart the most. When I have the dreams of the divine masculines that know they chose wrong, that realize that they chose wrong, but they let fear hold them back. When I have the dreams about the divine masculines who finally wake up and realize that the woman that they've been treating wrong, the woman they've left out in the cold, the woman that they have placed in positions of hardships are actually the person that they were supposed to be with, are actually their divine counterparts, they get, I'm talking like sick to their stomach when they realize, and as bad as they want to go back, they let fear hold them back. Because they're thinking, after everything that I've done, there's no way this person is going to forgive me. There's no way this person is going to forgive me. And the reason I say those are the saddest, because in those dreams, not all, because I've had a few dreams where they want to come back and they let fear hold them back, and they try, like they make a small attempt, especially for the ones where there are children involved, because you can always use children as an avenue to spark, communication, to spark a conversation. And they'll try, just throw something small out there, and the divine feminine will, I'm talking like, cut it off. This divine feminine is like, no, absolutely not. I will not even entertain, not even as a joke, any sort of reunion after everything you've done for me. But those are at least the ones that have the courage to at least try, even if it's subtly. I've had dreams of the ones who really want to apologize and come back, but are too afraid of that rejection. And those break my heart, because normally in those dreams, the divine feminine actually wants the reunion too. But she's not going to say anything because this divine masculine is still with this karmic. The divine masculine's not going to say anything out of fear that she's going to reject him. So he's like, well, I was about to say better late than never, but that's not what I went to say. He's like, well, I better, I guess I'd rather stay over here than have nothing. So then he continues that karmic relationship that he really doesn't want to be in, out of fear that if he comes towards you, you're going to reject him. But I've had dreams that go in every which scenario, and it used to confuse me, because I'm like, in this one you're saying they don't get back together, and this one you're saying they get back together. And like I said, the ones where there is a divine reunion, it's beautiful. I'm talking house on the hill, starting up a business, money flowing in from every avenue. I've had dreams, y'all, and I don't want to say this because I don't want to give anyone false hope, but for someone out there, like, if this is you, take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't sit around waiting for anyone. But I had one dream that was so beautiful. They had a reunion, and when they had a reunion, they bought this beautiful house, and the divine masculine in that one did have children with the karmic, person that he was previously with. But the house that him and divine feminine bought was so big, it had enough rooms to where every child had their own room. Divine masculine and divine feminine started up a business, and they had all types of cash flow coming in, to where they told the karmic ex, like, here, they even told her, like, here, he told his ex, keep the house that they were in, take care of herself. The divine masculine, divine feminine were like, we'll take the kids. Go back to school or do whatever you need to do. Focus on yourself. Get yourself together. And in doing that, even the karmic was able to benefit. While the karmic was upset that she had gotten a divorce, because there was a marriage in that one from her husband, because divine masculine and divine feminine took the kids, the karmic was actually able to benefit by going after, focusing on herself and going after the things that, that she wants in life. So it was like a win-win for everybody. But in saying that, that's not going to be everybody's story. So don't sit around waiting for that. Even if it's meant to be your story, don't forget that everyone in the scenario still has free will. And at any moment, something could change. But like I said, I've had dreams from every which scenario. They get together, they don't get together. These are two divine beings going through a karmic lesson because one of them won't let go of the karmic. These are two divine beings going through a karmic lesson because this one won't let go of the karmic, and this one won't let go of the one that won't let go of the karmic. These are a divine feminine that's waiting on the return of a karmic, and that's not even your divine counterpart. There's a divine masculine waiting on the return of a karmic, and it's not even your divine counterpart. I mean, the dreams go every which direction. So yes, everything is not going to be for everybody, and you have to know your situation. And if you're confused and don't know what situation is for you, then the best way I could say do that is to if you work with your ancestors, if you have an ancestor altar, ask your ancestors. If you don't have an ancestor altar because you're not on that side of spirituality, pray about it. And make sure you're very specific in your question, and sit there and be quiet and wait for the answer. Do not convince yourself of a specific answer. Wait for the answer that spirit, that the divine gives you. But y'all, I can't stress it enough. It is so important when you are online watching these videos that you learn to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you're not going to go and get a a personal reading. And even with that, I say these in all my previous videos, and if you're a new subscriber, you won't know this. Be careful about picking who you get your personal readings with. Be careful about that as well. But if you're not going to pay for a personal reading, if you're like most of us and you like the free, and you get your readings from online, there's nothing wrong with that. But remember, when it comes to those general readings, they are not talking specifically to you. These are general readings from the energy that they're getting from the people who watch their content. So it's not going to be specifically for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Pray to your ancestors if you want specific answers for you. Pray to spirit. Pray to the divine if you want specific answers for you, or book a personal reading with someone that you trust if you want specific answers for you. But anyways, y'all, I only meant for this to be like 10 or so minutes long, and it's gotten way past that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. But y'all, thank you for listening. Bye.